Good evening, Reds, and welcome to the City Ground.
And once more the Forest team this evening, number 1, Kian Willows, number 2, Jimmy Sinclair, number 3, Theo Robinson, number 4, Zach Abbott, number 5, Jack Thompson, number 6, Kyle McCallum, number 7, Archie Whitehall, number 8, George Hemmings, number 9, Asaka Asok, number 10, Connor Brown, and number 11, Danny Anishka. They are the teams, you are the crowd, and this is the world famous City Ground. Come on, you Reds!
A very good evening, Reds, and welcome to the City Ground for the Premier League Cup final, where Nottingham Forest under-17s host Tottenham Hotspur under-17s. And we're just going to give you a quick run through of your two lineups. For the Nottingham Forest under-17s, Gunter in goal. It's a back four of Abbott, King, Dorrington and Chaplin. Sorry, that's the Spurs lineup. It's Gunter in goal, Abbott, King, Dorrington, Chaplin as a back four, Hall and Iro in midfield with Callum Olasese, and a front three of Damola Ajay, Jamie Donnelly and Mikey Moore. And for the Reds, it's Kian Willows in goal, Sinclair, Robinson, Abbott and Thompson, Kyle McAdam and Archie Whitehall, George Hemmings, a Sapper song up front with Connor Brown, the captain, and Danny Anisco on the wing. And we're just moments away now from kickoff in this Premier League Cup final. Referee just making sure everything is ready before we get underway here. Both sets of players are ready. And it will be the captain, Connor Brown, to take kickoff for the Reds as we are underway here from the City Ground. It's a fast start as they look to head straight up towards the Sapporo song. And it's knocked down, but it's cleared away there by Mason King. Some clever work there by Mikey Moore, but he's dispossessed. And Forest are able to win it back in the midfield, and now they can look to mount an attack. It's out wide to Danny Anisco, who takes a touch. Danny Anisco, a clever winger who is known to beat his man. He'll be a threat for Forest tonight down that left-hand side. The ball's switched out now to Jimmy Sinclair. So unfortunately there, now Mikey Moore looks to come away with it. And Spurs are now able to work it out to the right-hand side. Oliver Iro looks to get into the box and he gets his shot away, but it's no trouble for Kian Willows, who's able to hold that confidently. Of course, this is the Premier League Cup final. Both sides made it here through a group stage, a quarter-final and a semi-final. And Forest have actually kept all clean sheets since their first game, and they have won all of their games in normal time, which will give them a lot of confidence here tonight. For Spurs, they haven't been able to keep a clean sheet as of yet and did lose their opening game 1-0 to Colchester United, but since then they've been perfect, reaching the final in a penalty shootout with Chelsea in the semi-finals. For Forest, it was a 4-0 win over Middlesbrough, which saw them into the final. Tottenham now look to break, and it's a ball into the middle for Iro. However, it's just too far in front of the winger, and he's unable to make anything of it, but he'll pick it up here and look to recycle it as he crosses it to the back stick, and it's blocked brilliantly there. Now plays into Therese Hall, who looks to make something happen. Back to Iro. The two look to play a nice 1-2, but it's intercepted, and Forest can now look to break through a Sapporo song. Does well to beat his man there. Sapporo song now. We know he has pace and power bursting down that wing. And just unfortunately for him, he is unable to make anything happen of it. But he'll be a threat all evening, and Spurs will have to be alert. Forest thought they had the throw on there, but it's a Tottenham Hotspur throw on. And the visitors will now look to play out of their own half. It was quite the dramatic semi-final for the visitors tonight. They led 2-0 before Chelsea pegged them back to lead 3-2 in extra time. And they equalised late on through Donnelly from a spot kick and then won it on spot kicks. As for Forest, it was a comfortable semi-final win, and they'll be hoping for more of that this evening, but know that they'll be up for a tough test against a Spurs side full of confidence. Mikey Moore now plays it through to Kalamasese. Kalamasese looks to create some danger. His cross is cleared away though, and Forest look to get out. Sapper Song now on the halfway line. Sapper Song uses Danny Anisco out wide. Danny Anisco, can he beat his man here? He does well there. Just one man too many for him there in the end, and he's dispossessed. Spurs now will look to come again. Spurs now with a bit of possession here. Able to just play it around the back with relative ease. Therese Hall there. Switched out wide to Jamie Donnelly, the 17-year-old. He does well to beat his man there. Can he get a cross off here? It's put out for a Tottenham corner, the first corner of the match, and it goes the way of the visitors in the Premier League Cup final. What can Spurs fashion from this corner here? Archie Chaplin will be a threat there in the middle. One of the taller players in the box at the moment. And Forest will have to be alert and switched on here to avoid going behind early on. Corner's going to be an outswinger. No Spurs head able to get on the end of it though, and Forest can look to regroup. Just cross into the box, it's laid off. But Forest are able to deal with that and get it away. Spurs enjoying most of the ball here in the early stages. Once again cleared away, only to Jamie Donnelly. He looks to cross it in, but his cross is blocked and it's put out for another Spurs throw. Jamie Donnelly will be a big threat that Forest will have to keep an eye on tonight. A regular for the under-21s, scored 16 goals for the under-18s last season and hasn't been shy of goals this season either. It's Mason King now, the fullback, with this throw for Spurs into Callum Olasese. Clever work there by Demola Ajay as he looks to fashion something, and the ball's crossed into the box. And it's a first effort on target of the game. It's Oliver Iro. However, he's unable to threaten from a strike there, just from about 6 yards out. Oliver Iro has 4 goals in his last 3, so he would have hoped to have done a bit better there. Full of confidence, the young man. As Forest look to play it forward here to a Sapper Song, who's able to flick it on. Danny Anisco now looking to press, and he wins Forest their first corner of the game. It's a brilliant flick on by a Sapper Song, and Danny Anisco did well to chase it and not give up on the cause. And Forest now have their first corner of the game and a chance to take an early lead here. Steadies the ball. This one looks like it's going to be an in-swinger. He's got the short option there as well if he chooses to opt for that. It's played into the box. And it looked like Zach Abbott could have got something there at the back post, but he's claiming that he was pulled or handled there, but the referee does not agree, and Spurs will go with a throw-on after the corner. It's a poor clearance there, and Forest will now look to come again. Sapper Song. It's a brilliant hold-up play by the forward. A great source for Forest to just relieve that pressure and play it into his feet with his back to goal. Once again, using that option, Sapper Song now picks up the ball. Forest holding the ball a little bit better now, building up a bit of momentum and a bit of confidence early into this match. Just a little bit too much pressure there from Archie Whitehall. The 16-year-old has got 2 goals and 2 assists for the under-18s this season, including an assist on the weekend in the win against Derby. He's building a strong partnership with Hemmings in that midfield for Forest. Spurs look to go forward here, but it's dealt with there by Theo Robinson. Ball is played into the box for Callum Olasese. Callum Olasese cuts it back, and that's going to be another Tottenham corner. It was a brilliant run by the midfielder. He made his way into the box, and it's that late run in the box which Forest are going to have to watch out for this evening. Second corner of the match for Spurs. Mikey Moore, the 15-year-old, to take this one. Once again, going to be an outswinger. What can Spurs do with this? It's cleared by Forest, and it's a free kick to the Reds. Just over 9 minutes played here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 in this Premier League Cup final. Bright start from both teams, both getting forward on separate occasions, winning corners and enjoying spells of possession, but so far no clear-cut chances for either side. Ball's played forward. Demola Ajay will chase this, and he does well to win his team a throw on there high up the pitch. Throw on will be taken by George Abbott. Spurs now looking to use the width to their advantage here. Just popping it around, but that's a loose pass there from Mason King. Didn't find his intended target, and Forest are able to benefit with the throw on and just inside their own half. It's a long ball forward towards that Forest front line. Colin Brown did win the flick on there, but unfortunately no one was there to pick up the second ball. Forest will look to come again. Well played there by Jimmy Sinclair, high up the pitch to win the ball back. The ball's played into a Sapper Song. Danny Anisco has a shot from just outside the box, and Forest take the lead. It's an absolute beauty of a strike from Danny Anisco. The 16-year-old picks up the ball on the edge of the box, and he curls a wonderful strike into that bottom right-hand corner, and it's no chance for Luca Gunter. And Danny Anisco puts the Forest under-17s 1-0 up in this Premier League Cup final. What a finish from the 16-year-old. First real chance of the game for Forest, and they capitalise. And for a side that has kept a lot of clean sheets in the competition this season, this will be a very, very welcome boost to start this match. And Spurs now will have to come again. As mentioned earlier, Spurs haven't kept a clean sheet in the competition this year, and they failed to do so once again in this final. And Forest now will look to build on this early lead. What a start for the Reds, and Danny Anisco with an absolute sublime finish. Play now restarted through Spurs. Long ball forward though. It's not picked up, and now Sapper Song is able to Brilliant work there by the forward. He plays it into the goal scorer, Danny Anisco. It's a loose touch, and Spurs do win it back. And it is going to be a Tottenham Hotspur free kick from just inside their half. A really wonderful strike from Anisco to bring this cup final to life. Spurs had made a bright start and had arguably had the better of the chances early on here, but it's taking the chances that counts, and Forest have certainly done that early on in this cup final. It's going to be a free kick to the Reds here. A foul by Demola Ajay for Tottenham Hotspur. And Jack Thompson now standing over this. He's going to opt to give it to Kean Willows in goal, who tells his team to push forward. It's played forward towards Osapa Asong, the intended target. He's unable to win it on this occasion, and Tottenham will now look to break. Mikey Moore now out on the left-hand side. Uses Demola Ajay. And Tottenham win a free kick. Just a little bit too much pressure there on Demola Ajay. And they take it quickly. Mikey Moore into Callum Masesi. Callum Masesi will look to lay it off into the path. And it's a straight equaliser. It's Oliver Iro. Just as soon as they had gone behind, Tottenham level the game. And it was a brilliant, quick bit of thinking from Mikey Moore, who played it in behind to Callum Masesi, who laid it across for Oliver Iro to grab his 5th goal in his last 4 games and bring Tottenham back onto level terms. A flurry of goals there in the last few minutes. And that is exactly the response that the Tottenham management team would have wanted. It's a first goal conceded for Forest since the opening day of this competition, when they beat Leeds United 3-1, and now they find themselves 1-1 here. However, still will be full of optimism after such a strong campaign in this Premier League Cup tournament, and well within this game, an evenly balanced match so far between both sides, as it's played forward towards Danny Anisco, but that's just a bit too high, and that'll go out for a Tottenham Hotspur throw on. Spurs did reach this stage of the competition last season. Forest now play it well down this right-hand side through Jimmy Sinclair, who laid it off to Osapa Asong, who then set up Anisco for the first goal. And Sinclair will look to cause some trouble again. And it looked like that could be a free kick there, but the referee does not agree, and Tottenham will look to play it out. But straight away, Forest are back on the ball. Forest management team not happy with that. They thought that should have been a free kick. Bit of pressure there on the fullback, but the referee did not agree, and the ball is played forward again here for Forest as they look to come through Osapa Asong once more. It's out to Danny Anisco. Danny Anisco does well to beat his man there. Quick winger, he's dangerous as always. Looked like he was going to pull a strike there. George Hemmings, the 16-year-old, did get his strike away after originally faking to shoot. And it's deflected off Spurs for a second Forest corner. 2 corners apiece now in a lively start to this Premier League Cup final. George Hemmings, who did score in the quarter-final in that 1-0 win against Stoke City, looking to get himself on the score sheet again. But it wasn't to be this time, and Forest will now look to work something from this corner. It's going to be an in-swinging corner here. Once again, the short option there, but it's going to come into the box. What can Forest work with this? It's an... Whoa! And it's just tipped onto the post by Luca Gunter. A free header for Jack Thompson, and so unlucky. Did everything right, but what a save from the Tottenham goalkeeper, who's able to tip it onto the post. Magnificent stop. And that seems to have livened the Forest crowd up as Forest look to come again. It's a long ball forward towards Danny Anisco, but didn't find his intended target, and now it's Tottenham who will come again in this end-to-end contest. Now here, down the side, into the box, it's cut back for Callum Olasese! And he misses. What a chance for the midfielder for Tottenham Hotspur. 2 chances within as many minutes for both sides to take the lead, as this game seems to now really be kicking into life. What a chance there for Olasese. He made another late run into the box, something he's done already on multiple occasions 17 minutes into this game. And this time he was able to get a shot away, but just wide of the target. And Forest can now reset from a goal kick. May consider themselves lucky to have got away with that one. However, sometimes in a cup final you do need that bit of luck on your side. Forest now play it across their back line. Zach Abbott plays it into the midfield. Back to Abbott, who will look to get it forward here. It's played into the path of Hemmings, and he was fouled there in the midfield. And Forest tried to take it quickly there, but not from the spot, and the referee wants a retaken. This will be taken by Zach Abbott, a regular for the England under-17s. He's made 7 appearances for them, and 2 of those coming this season, and he's become a regular in the Forest under-21s, the 17-year-old. Danny Anisco now, brilliant work to beat his man. Looks to win another corner here, but it's played off him and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Both Tottenham Hotspur centre-backs in the box here alongside their goalkeeper. They may look to play it out or go long here. Both options available for them, and they look here now to play it out through Dorrington, who goes long towards that right-hand side. And it's played back and into the middle for Callum Olasese, but he's unable to get onto that. Ball played forward, but the Spurs forwards won't be able to make anything work with that, as Forest look to build out again through Abbott. Brilliant work there from Jimmy Sinclair to win his side a throw on under pressure. And Sinclair plays it back to Abbott, who will look to play it to his partner in the middle, Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson and Abbott forming a really great partnership in that back line for Forest so far this season. And now Forest win it here. Sapper Song. Will he look to play Nanisco or go for goal himself? He goes for goal himself, and it's just high and wide for the Forest striker. But once again, just demonstrating the threat that he can provide this evening for the Reds. Once again now, Tottenham goal kick. Again with that option in the box to play it out from the back if they choose to do so. It's played forward towards Ajay, who heads it on for Olasese, wins it in midfield. But it's Forest ball once again, and they'll now look to build a head of steam through Sinclair. Sinclair looked to play it forward there, but really good closing down by Ajay there. Demola Ajay, another one of the players on the pitch tonight who's a regular with his side's under-21s. He's already looked to be a handful this evening. He may yet prove to be a decisive factor in this match. Ball play forward now here towards Connor Brown. Connor Brown, the captain, takes it down well, and he plays it into the midfield. It's played across to Theo Robinson now, the fullback, who will look to play it to the goal scorer, Danny Anisco. What can Danny Anisco make of this? It's played back. Forest now just looking to keep a hold of the ball here, just about midway through this first half here. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1 in this Premier League Cup final. Let's play back from Archie Whitehall to his goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper looks to go forward towards the Sapper Song. Once again, that man, the target man up there for Forest. They've looked to find him on multiple occasions so far this evening, and of course it has worked for the goal, as it was a Sapper Song who was able to lay it off for Anisco after holding the ball up well on the edge of the box. Luca Gunter now England under-18 international. He saved 2 penalties in the semi-final. Be interesting to see if he'll need to save any more here tonight. This game can go to extra time and to a penalty shootout. Of course, with the score the way it is now, if it was to stay this way, that is the fate that both of these players would be heading towards. But of course, early in the game and plenty of time for both sides to take a lead. And both sides looking dangerous so far and possible to do that. As mentioned earlier, Forest looking to go perfect in this competition, haven't been beaten thus far. And here in front of their own fans tonight, they'll hope to be able to lift a trophy, which would be a great boost for these young players so early in their careers. Invaluable experience here tonight for them. Now Tottenham look to play it out through Mason King, who plays it back towards their goalkeeper Gunter, who looks to play it forward. And just not to be for Ajay as he tried to hold off his man, but now Forest can come here through Anisco. Once again, the ever dangerous Anisco makes a run into the box, and he looks to cut it across, and it's headed towards goal. Oh, headed towards goal, and Jimmy Sinclair had the ball with a looked like could be a clear strike at goal, but just one too many bodies in the way perhaps, and he hesitated on it, and Forest will now have to look to come again. But how close was that for the Reds to once again taking the lead? Sinclair has been much involved here tonight so far. Big part of the goal that Forest have scored, and a threat down that right hand side so far for the Reds. He thought he might have the throw in there, but it was not to be, and now the visitors will look to come forward through Mikey Moore, the 15-year-old now. It's played out wide, but can't find its intended target, and Forest are able to recycle through Kean Willows. Jamie Donnelly now does well to win the ball off his man there. Can he get a cross away? And it's crossed into the box. And it's Ajay who looked to get something on it, but just over the... And now Forest can look to come again through Asapa Asong. Asapa Asong does well to beat his man there, but this brilliant covering play there by George Abbott, the 17-year-old for Tottenham Hotspur. Asapa Asong had done well to beat his man there, but George Abbott was there to help his teammate. And Forest now win the ball back in midfield as they look to come forward through the ever-present Sinclair. It's out towards Anisco. Anisco takes his time on the ball here, just plays it back, trying to perhaps impose a little bit of calm into this game as the match is becoming a little bit frantic, a high pace to this Under-17s Cup final tonight. Tyrese Hall now in the midfield for Tottenham Hotspur. Brilliant little bit of play there to beat his man. He's done really well here to get forward. What can he make of this? He strikes it, and it's just wide. Fantastic bit of play there from Tyrese Hall to beat George Hemmings. A difficult man to get past in that midfield, but he did it well. But unfortunately for him, his strike was just a little bit too wide of the target. Nottingham Forest can regroup here from a goal kick. 25 minutes played of this cup final, and it's on a knife's edge so far. Forward towards Asapa Asong. They believe that perhaps he was handled there a bit more than should be allowed, but the referee sees nothing wrong, and we play on here through a Tottenham throw-on. Switched out here to Mason King. That's going to be a foul for Tottenham Hotspur. And he plays it back to Alfie Dorrington. Another one of those playing with his under-21s. A ball-playing centre-back likes to make surging runs into that midfield, so keep an eye out for that tonight as Tottenham look to get forward here, and it's lifted into the box. It's Oliver Iro, the goal scorer, on the ball. He crosses it in towards Ajay. Ajay holds his man off. Now looking for someone to support him in the box. He turns well, cuts it back. Tyrese Hall, will he strike this here from the edge of the box? And for the second time in almost as many minutes, Tyrese Hall has a shot from distance which just goes wide. However, Forest will have to be worried that they don't let him do that too much, as one of those could eventually end up finding the target. A clever midfielder there for Tottenham Hotspur. And he looks well up for this cup final here tonight, as all the players do so far. 27 minutes into this match. Ball played forward from the Forest goalkeeper again towards Sapper Song. And it's recycled now here through Danny Anisco, who looks to turn his man. Can't do that and goes back to defence for support. Just in the last few minutes, Sapper Song been struggling a little bit just to get hold of the ball. Tottenham's defenders being quite physical. Bit of a battle there between the centre half and the Sapper Song. And that will be a key battle to look out for as this match goes on. Dorrington now standing over the Spurs free kick. It's played forward. And it's a brilliant touch there by Donnelly, but couldn't play it into the path of Vijay. Did well to bring it down, but just had a little bit too much to do there. The Spurs forward. Sapper Song now here on the wing. Does brilliantly to beat his man. Goes past him. And the referee is going to have to pull that back, and we might see the match's first booking here. And it is a yellow card brandished for Archie Chaplin, the centre-back there. Just got caught out. And the Sapper Song did really well there. Used pace and power to get past his man and draw the foul, which wins Forest a free kick in a dangerous position. And Chaplin now will have to make sure he doesn't put in any challenges worthy of another yellow card here tonight. Otherwise Tottenham will be down to 10 men, and that will be a big boost for Sapper Song, as he can now look to perhaps get at Chaplin, who will be wary of making any fouls as this match progresses. Still an hour to play, long time to play on a yellow card. But what can Forest do with this free kick? It's played in towards the far post, but just a little bit too high, and it's over the bar. Unfortunate there from that free kick. A good opportunity to fashion something. However, that yellow card and that run from a Sapper Song would have given Nottingham Forest a lot of confidence. Once again, Tottenham opt to play out from the back with this goal kick. Playing out from the back is something you do see a lot of Premier League teams adopting these days, and Spurs clearly want their players to learn it early on here from a young age. Forest now looking to build up an attack. It's played out wide towards Sinclair, but can't quite reach the fullback, and Tottenham will look to come away with the ball here. Through Mikey Moore, who does well to beat his man. And he goes past another man, and that's going to be a free kick for Tottenham Hotspur. Alfie Dorrington forced to bring down Mikey Moore there after a brilliant run from the Tottenham Hotspur winger. And the number 11 now finds himself standing over a free kick. Looks like he might play this one towards the box. Not too many Spurs bodies in there, but they're coming forward now. It's a good ball into the box, but it's dealt well there by that Forest number 5, Archie. Another cross into the box here, once again dealt with by Jack Thompson. And Forest will look to come away with the ball now through Hemmings. Out towards Robinson, who plays it forward into a Sapper Song. Once again, a Sapper Song with his back towards goal, just picking up that ball and doing brilliantly to switch the play out to Jimmy Sinclair, and he'll now look to make a late run into the box for Sinclair to find, and it's just past the post. Sinclair looked like he was perhaps just waiting for a Sapper Song to make that run into the box and try and find him. He went with the cross and it was deflected out, and it just narrowly missed that Tottenham Hotspur right hand post there. And I don't think Gunter was getting to it, and Spurs will be relieved to see that one go out for a corner rather than into the back of their net. I believe it's Archie Whitehall now to take this Forest corner. He plays it short. Nanisco makes a run into the box, looking for Connor Brown, the captain, but the 18-year-old just couldn't get anything on it. Connor Brown has scored a hat-trick this season for the under-18s against Blackburn, And here he is. He's in here. Connor Brown. Can he cut it across? And it's going to go for another Nottingham Forest corner. Just as I was mentioning, Connor Brown, hat-trick scorer against Blackburn for the under-18s. He is a threat for Forest. Hasn't had an opportunity thus far in the game, but Tottenham will need to stay alert to the threat that he poses. Once again, Archie Whitehall to take this corner. And again, they go short through to Anisco. Looking to switch it up here. Something different from this corner routine. It's played into the box. And they just can't bring it down. And now Mikey Moore will look to break away for Tottenham. And Mikey Moore is brought down there. And it's going to be a second yellow card of the game. This time for Carl McAdam. Both sides now with a man in the book. And I think that was an obvious yellow card for the referee to give. Carl McAdam had no choice but to bring Mikey Moore down on that counter-attack. And he's shown a yellow card for his troubles. So Carl McAdam joins Archie Chaplin in the book. And both players now will have to be careful, which is still around now to play of this game. Brilliant touch by Ajay, who crosses it into the box, but no one there. And Forest are able to get it away. Sinclair now. A lovely little bit of skill there from Sinclair. Had Tyrese Hall sat down. And Sinclair is brought down there, and it will be a Forest free kick. He's having a brilliant game, the fullback for the Reds. And what a wonderful bit of skill there to sit his man down. Free kick taken by Carl McAdam. It's played back across to Thompson. Towards Abbott now, who looks to play it forward. Towards Connor Brown. It's headed, but only as far as Hemmings. And Connor Brown, who did seem to be pulled to the floor there. The referee did not agree. He still tried to make something of it, but couldn't make anything of it. And in the end, it's Hemmings who makes a foul. It looked like there could have been 1 or 2 fouls in there. And eventually, something had to give, and it's Tottenham who get the free kick. It's Dorrington now. Definitely one of the taller players out there, Dorrington. As I mentioned earlier, he also has a great partnership with Chaplin, his fellow centre-back. That looked like a bit of a reckless tackle there from Kyle McAdam, and in just as many moments he's received his second yellow card, and Forest are going to have to see out this game, a lot remaining of it with 10 men, unfortunately. A poor moment for Kyle McAdam, and unfortunately for the Reds, they're down to 10 men now, and they call a team meeting to now regroup. It actually, admittedly, was looking away then. I just turned to see Ajay screaming and down to the floor, and it was Carl McAdam closest to him. It appeared that Carl McAdam just a bit late with his challenge, and unfortunately at this level that will get noticed, it will get punished, and Forest now will have to play the rest of this game with 10 men. So I was mentioning moments ago, it was McAdam and Chaplin who were in the book, and both of them were going to have to be careful, and unfortunately that is what can happen. Hopefully for Ajay, he can recover from this, and hopefully he'll be okay. Hobbling a bit, but he seems to be able to play this off. Don't want to see anyone going off injured in a game like this. Forest now just had a bit of a meeting there with the management team. They'll look to regroup and might have to shuffle the pack a bit there. Of course, losing a midfielder is not helpful at this stage of any game, especially not a final. Ajay now off the pitch. After the treatment, he's required to leave the pitch, but he's back on now, and good to see that the young man's okay to play on. No serious harm done. Tyrese Hall now Plays it forward towards Olasese. Olasese and Hall now will probably enjoy a bit more space in that midfield, and Forest will have to be alert to the two of them popping it around. Mikey Moore, brilliant bit of skill there, and now he runs at the box and he strikes. It's blocked, but Jamie Donnelly picks it up just inside the box, and what can he do with this? Looks to cut it across, and it's out for a Tottenham Hotspur corner. Forest just need to make sure to keep their heads now, still well within this game, even with 10 men. They still look a threat, and they just have to make sure that they try and keep it tight and perhaps just take this score into half-time and regroup. Let's cross into the box now, but it's dealt with here, and Forest will now look to come out through the captain, Brown. And Brown gets forward and he plays it into Hemmings here, and Hemmings has options. He does well to beat his man, but just one too many men in his way between him and that 2-1 lead for Forest. But a brilliant moment there for Forest, counter-attacking from that corner, just showing that even with the 10 men they still do pose a threat and are still well within this tie. Sometimes it can be difficult for a team with 11 men to play against 10 men when, you know, they just get in a bit tighter and limit the other team to chances and look to hit them on the break, and Forest might have to do that now. Tottenham now look to build something through Dorrington. Dorrington moving forwards into midfield, looking for an option, and he finds Hall. Hall now with a bit of space to operate in, plays it across to Chaplin. Chaplin also on a booking, and will have to be careful. Hall now looks to play it out wide, but passes misplaced, and Forest can now regroup with a throw. It's played into the midfield. Played out wide now here to Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore now looking to get at the Forest back line. Unfortunate there not to be able to make the tackle, and Mikey Moore does well to get into the box, and it's a really expert finish from him, and Tottenham Hotspur do take the lead here.
Goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur, number 11, Mikey Moore.
It's an unfortunate moment for Forest as Tottenham take the lead in this Premier League Cup final, but you have to say it's just brilliant play from Mikey Moore. He's been a danger all night for Spurs, and at just 15 years old, already playing for the England under-16s, a regular goal scorer for them. Scores a lot of goals for the under-18s, and he scored another one here tonight for the under-17s in this Premier League Cup final. Did well to beat his man, go past another man in the box and just curl that into the bottom corner, and Spurs now take the lead. Forest now will look to regroup. Still well within this tie, and that's the message that the management team will just have to give out here. Still plenty of football to be played here this evening. Tottenham now just enjoying a little bit more of the ball with that numerical advantage. Mikey Moore, the goal scorer there, lifts it towards Jamie Donnelly. Another dangerous man for Spurs, scored in the semi-final, an equaliser late on against Chelsea to take Spurs to a penalty shootout, which eventually booked them a place in this final. However, his cross can't find a target, and Sapirosong is able to now look to build out here. Sapirosong has a lot to do here, but we know that he can do it, very capable of beating his man as he showed earlier in the game. However, it's a good tackle from Tyrese Hall, and it's just not to be from a Song on this occasion. Just 3 minutes of half-time here in this Premier League Cup final. It's been a pulsating first half of action. 3 goals and a red card here. And a very evenly contested, action-packed match. Tottenham Hotspur do lead 2-1. But the Forest crowd will, of course, be hopeful of seeing a comeback from their side. And the Reds with plenty of talent on the pitch to be able to do that. Tottenham now with a throw on deep into the Forest half. Donnelly lays it off to Olasese, who plays it back to Dorrington. Connor Brown now leading the press, as he so often does for the Forest Academy. Picked up well there in the midfield by Mikey Moore, just nicks it off Hemmings, and he plays it back to Chaplin. Chaplin makes a run forward into the midfield, straight into the feet of Ajay, who's able to lay it off for Moore. A lot of space now down this left-hand side for Tottenham. Moore playing with a lot of confidence now, popping it around. Olasese now making a run from midfield, plays it in towards Ajay. Ajay and Mikey Moore now just pinging it between them. Spurs enjoying a lot of possession out of the ball, and Forest will just look to keep it tight, keep it compact, and take this into half-time, regroup and come out again. Still lots of football to play this evening, and the Reds still well within this tie. Mikey Moore now looks to flick it into the path of Olasese, but Anisco does well to put it out there, and it's going to be a Tottenham Hotspur corner. Well tracked there by Anisco, though, to make sure he followed the run of his man and just didn't let him get a step on him. What can the visitors make of this corner? It's going to be an in-swinging corner here. Plenty of height in that box for both sides. And it's dealt with there well at the near post. And now Forest can perhaps look to break, but Spurs recycle it well, and they'll now look to come again. Tottenham now stepping up the pressure as we approach half-time in this Premier League Cup final. Now played out towards Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore makes a run forward, and he looks for the give and go. But Donnelly opts to play it out towards Olasese, who is offside. And that will be a welcome respite for the Forest backline. 3 minutes added time here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2 in this Premier League Cup final. Forest, of course, reduced to 10 men after the sending off of Carl McAdam. Be a big second half performance needed from the Reds, but a big second half performance that they are capable of. Plenty of talent out there, international players for their youth sides. And they'll know that they have to give it their all in the second half, and with belief anything is possible for the Reds. Dorrington now moving into the midfield, and he plays it into Therese Hall. Therese Hall's been an ever-present part of that Spurs midfield tonight, often popping up and finding the ball, and he's played it forward now. Tottenham look to mount an attack as we find ourselves in stoppage time. Out towards Mikey Moore. He's had a fantastic evening for Spurs out on that wing, and he crosses it in, but dealt with brilliantly there. And now Sapper Song with some space to run into as he looks to bring it forward for the Reds. They find themselves in a 2-on-5, but Sapper Song, what can he do with this? Cuts it back across, but just too many men in the way. A brilliant run from the forward, but unfortunately just didn't have the support he needed to fashion an opportunity. And now Tottenham will look to come again through Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore now with pace coming down that left-hand side, plays it out to Ajay. And it's back to Olasese. Ajay now just taking his time on the ball. Mason King just slowing the game down, perhaps just with the half-time whistle approaching, just seeing this one out. All Spurs players now in the Forest half, bar of course the goalkeeper, as they look to apply the pressure here. Mikey Moore leaves it for King, and it's Mikey Moore again on the ball. Mikey Moore with a throw on now here for Tottenham. Looks as though it may have gone for a corner. And in fact, my apologies, it has indeed gone for a corner. And it will be Mikey Moore to take this corner for Tottenham Hotspur. Forest now just need to keep their heads switched on, just moments to go to half time. And it's brought down well. Brilliant block though by Archie Whitehall, putting his body on the line, exactly what Forest need. And that could be a vital block going into half time to keep the score at 2-1. Now reaching the 15-minute half-time interval at the City Ground in this Premier League Cup final. A brilliant first half. Forest did take the lead early on through Anisco. However, Spurs have been able to come from behind with goals through Oliver Iroh and Mikey Moore. Of course, Nottingham Forest reduced to 10 men after the sending off of Carl McAdam, but well within this tie, and a big second half needed from the Reds. Half-time here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
I have no idea what you're saying. Okay.
Whistle.
Whistle. Open? No.
Home. Home.
VAR?
Yes! Johnson scores! Brennan Johnson for Forest with 9 minutes to go!
Yeah, your wife's making the food, not you.
Bro, when we live in Belgium, bro.
Very smart.
Playing on the left-hand side of the right-footed defender.
Physicality.
Nah, I think that's correct, you know.
Why are you asking me that? Is it because I'm ginger?
That's how we've planned from the start. That's how we mean to go on.
What a day.
Welcome back to the City Ground for the second half of this Premier League Cup final clash between Nottingham Forest under-17s and Tottenham under-17s, who currently lead the home side 2-1. A big second half coming up now for both sides, with Forest will want to make a quick start and keep things tight just early in this second half as they search for a route back into the game. Of course, just a reminder, Forest are down to 10 men. Carl McAdams shown a first half red card for 2 bookable offences. And it was Anisco who's on the ball now, who did put Forest into an early lead before goals from Oliver Iro and Mikey Moore took Tottenham ahead. Tottenham now just playing the ball across their back line. Just trying to keep a bit of composed possession early in this second half. Trying to set an early tempo of the game. Switched across to Dorrington here. It's played into Tyrese Hall in the middle of the park. And Tottenham now look to fashion something down this right-hand side. And it's recycled back to Chaplin, who, just a reminder, is on a booking after a challenge on a Sapper song in that first half. He'll have to be careful that he doesn't make it 10 players apiece and provide Forest with a big chance back into the game. It's now switched out here to Donnelly, just inside the box. He plays it across, but it's dealt with there well by Forest, and they clear it towards their captain, Connor Brown. Connor Brown does well to come back inside and play it into Hemmings, who's dispossessed in midfield, and now Tottenham look to play it forward. And it was a bit of a nervy moment there, however, in the end, all well for Forest as Zach Abbott played it back to his goalkeeper. Bit of power on the ball, but Willows was able to get behind it well. And now they play it forward towards the Sapper song. Just a little bit too much for the forward to do there. And now Tottenham will look to come again. Tyrese Hall with the ball in the middle of the park. Dorrington now looking for an option as he moves forward with his centre-back partner Chaplin. And they get it out to first half goal scorer Iro, who plays it into Donnelly. Iro now looks to play it towards Olasese, but a little bit too much power on it, and Nottingham Forest can regroup with a goal kick as the Reds look for a route back into this Premier League Cup final. 2-1 down here at the City Ground, but still plenty of football to play here this evening, and still a big chance for the Reds to come back into this one. Cleared forward there by Abbott. Home fans making some noise here as they try and lift Forest back into this tie. A wonderful turnout to see here tonight for this Under-17s Cup final. Many fans coming down to support the young Forest lads. Now running behind here from Ajay, but dealt with well there by Abbott. Alert to the danger, and he came across on the cover to just put it out for a Tottenham Hotspur throw-on. Tottenham now have a throw-on deep into the Forest half as King looks to put it into the box, and it goes out for a Tottenham Hotspur corner. Both teams having plenty of corners apiece tonight, trying different set-piece routines to try and fashion an opening. Neither side able to do so thus far from a corner. What can Tottenham do with this one? It's played into the box. Really good goalkeeping there by Willows. Did well to claim the ball there under pressure from a bunch of white shirts around him. And Anisco now looks to escape his man, and he does well here. He's beaten 3 of them. Brilliant play from the goal scorer. A real bright spark for Forest and Anisco. And it's runs like that and threat like that from Anisco which will still give Forest hope that they can pull themselves back into this tie. Dorrington now with the ball at the back here for Tottenham as the game just settles down a little bit after that burst of energy from Anisco just moments ago. Sapper-Assong now looking to press with his forward partner Connor Brown. Dorrington just once again just taking his time on the ball. Tyrese Hall now with the ball in midfield, looks to play it forward. And the ball now played forward towards Iro. Iro looking to get at Anisco and play it across the box. And once again, fantastic goalkeeping from Willows. A dangerous ball played into the box, and Willows did superbly there to make sure that no Forest player could get hold of it. And now there's a little bit of a scuffle here, just a bit of a coming together, and this will need to be separated here. Of course, we don't like to see this. The players just need to be pulled away here at the moment. And unfortunately it is a second red card for Forest. And it's Connor Brown, I believe, who's been shown the red card. Just needing to be pulled away by his teammates. He hands the captain's armband over, and Forest now will unfortunately have to see the rest of this game out with 9 men. Unclear just as to what quite happened there. Just saw the 2 players come together, and Connor Brown has been shown the red card there, and Forest will now have to go again. "52 minutes played here at the City Ground in the Premier League Cup final. Tottenham Hotspur lead 2-1. Forest now reduced to 9 men. Willows now with the goal kick for the Reds, looking for a Sapper-Assong. It's played across now here to Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore now has another run at the Forest defence, and he plays it across into the path of Olasese. Brilliant defending though there by Jimmy Sinclair. Did well to track his man and just get that tackle in, and it's a Forest goal kick. Brilliant bit of defending by the fullback for the Reds. And the fans responded well to that. Willows now once again with a goal kick for Forest. Finds Hemmings. And Forest clear it forward now towards the Sapper-Song. Sapper-Song just unable to take it down under a bit of pressure there. Mikey Moore now just plays the ball back. Tottenham now with some space here on the right hand side. It's back to Dorrington. Dorrington and Chaplin just appear to have switched sides for Spurs for the time being. Unclear as to why that may be, but Chaplin now operating on that left hand side of Dorrington on the right. As Tottenham had the ball just here down the right hand flank. It's now Donnelly. Donnelly looks to run into the box and he plays it across to Iro. Iro squares it. No one there at the back post for Spurs. And now Donnelly plays it to King. Plays it out to Mikey Moore on the left hand side. Mikey Moore lifts it into the box and it's cleared away by Jack Thompson. Dorrington now out here to Iro. Dorrington making a surging run forward here. Plays it across to Donnelly and Donnelly now puts it back into the box. And King will now look to strike from the edge of the box. But his strike is blocked, but it falls to Olasese in the box. Fantastic save by Willows. Brilliant save by the Forest goalkeeper. Olasese looked like he was going to score, but a strong hand from Willows to put it out for a corner. Did well there to save that from such close range. And Tottenham now will look to make something work from this corner. It's played out to Olasese, the man who had the chance just moments ago. Now back out to Moore, who makes a run into the box. And it's going to be another Tottenham corner. Tottenham just taking their time with this corner now. It'll be Mikey Moore standing over it once again. And he plays it to Tyrese Hall. Tyrese Hall chips it towards the back post, but it's cleared away there by Jack Thompson. And now Forrest here looks to break through Sinclair. Sinclair plays it into a Sapper-Song. The Sapper-Song now will look to make a run. But it's a good tackle there from King. And it will be a Forest throw. Sapper-Song just unlucky not to get forward there. And Forest now have a throw on deep inside the Tottenham half as they look to find an equaliser. Still just one goal in this game. All to play for in the final half an hour of this Premier League Cup final here at the City Ground. Ball played forward by Abbott, just a little bit over here, and now Moore will look to come for Tottenham down this right hand side. He plays it to Olasese, he plays it back to his midfield partner Tyrese Hall. Ball now forward into Donnelly. Donnelly slips it into the path for Olasese, but it's put out there. Again, brilliant defending by Abbott, alert to the danger, and once again comes across to make sure that Tottenham can't score a third. The ball now played across here to Dorrington. Tottenham now just looking to apply a bit of pressure here. It's out wide to Iro. Iro puts it towards the back post, but cleared away there. Once again, switched on alert defending. Iro now enjoying a fair amount of space down this right hand side as he looks to fashion something for the visitors. It's played into the box towards Donnelly. Plays it back to Dorrington, and now Dorrington looks to get a strike away, but once again Abbott's there. He's had a brilliant evening, Abbott. Finds himself in the right place, so often, and does well to clear the danger for Forest. Abbott, as mentioned earlier, having a great evening. Regular for the England under-21s as Tottenham now take this corner. Tyrese Hall plays it into Olasese. Moore plays it across the box. But Willows is alert and he's able to get his hands behind it, and now it's played forward towards Hemmings. But Dorrington does well to come across and wins the free kick for his side. Tyrese Hall now restarts play for Tottenham. Just over an hour played now at the City Ground. It's out towards Iro. And it's switched out here to King, who plays it out to Moore. Moore now looked to turn there, but once again Jimmy Sinclair imposing himself on this game. A brilliant tackle to make sure that the 15-year-old for Spurs can't advance. Dorrington now coming forward for Tottenham, plays it into the box towards Donnelly, who plays it across, and once again it's Abbott there again. He's really leading by example in that back line. The young defender having a great evening for Forest. Forest coming under some pressure here, but Abbott standing strong to it, and the whole defence standing strong to it as they look to keep it tight and find a route back into this final. Tottenham corner now will be taken by Moore. It's cleared away there at the back post. And Forest now win the throw as they look to now come out. Hemmings does well there. Plays it to Sinclair. Sinclair now back to Abbott. And Abbott looks to get it forward, but just a little bit over here, and it goes out for a Tottenham Hotspur throw. But some moments of optimism there for Forest, some resolute defending and slowly just trying to find a way up the pitch as they look for that elusive second goal. It's now out to a row. Tottenham now just trying to keep hold of the ball and just dictate the tempo of this game. Dorrington plays it towards the back post. And Zach Abbott there again for Forest. Tottenham throw. Tottenham just looking to fashion an opening here, but Forest doing really well to limit them to half chances. But Tyrese Hall now picks up the ball and it's played back to Dorrington. Donnelly now on the edge of the box, and it's cut back inside to Donnelly. A nice 1-2 between the two players there, but Willows does well alert to the danger and covers his near post. Saparasong now will chase this one, but just too far for the 18-year-old. Saparasong, of course, such a bright spark in the Forest Academy, made his first team debut at Old Trafford in the League Cup semi-final, has experience at a high level already at such a young age, an instinctive finisher, 7 goals in 10 this year for the under-18s, currently with the under-21s, and definitely one for the Reds to look out for in the future. The ball's now switched out here to the right-hand side. Spurs looking to use width in the second half. It's played into the box and across. And this time it's Theo Robinson who gets it out for the Forest back line, and Tottenham do have another corner, but once again those two centre-backs for Forest standing strong. Forest, of course, at a numerical disadvantage, but showing no signs of that in that back four. Really resolute defending from the Reds under the circumstances. Moore swings this in. And it looked like a free header there for Dorrington, but he heads it over. And Forest now look to regroup. Plenty more football this week to look forward to, in addition to the first team's big trip to Anfield. The under-21s will be playing at Meadow Lane against Villa on Forest TV this Friday night with a 7 p.m. kickoff. And there's a huge cup final for the women against Watford this Sunday at Burton Albion's Pirelli Stadium. A 3:30 kickoff there, with tickets still available for that crunch clash. And finally, a must-win game for the women in their last home game of the season, Sunday, April 30th at Hallbrook Stadium. Tickets also available for that one. Of course, a lot more football to be played this season, but also a lot more football to be played here tonight. Forest still in this tie, 67 minutes played, 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League Cup final at the City Ground. Brilliant touch there by Saparasong. Now Saparasong looks to run into some space, but just gets crowded out, but keeps the ball up high for another Forest throw midway inside the Tottenham half. Forest now still with the ball. Another throw on here for the Reds. The ball play forward towards the Saparasong, but just one too many players around him. Just gets crowded out by the white shirts, and Tottenham will now look to build out and break. And it's played out here to Iro. Tottenham are getting ready to make 2 changes. Han Wilhoft King and Yasu Akamrich look like they're getting ready to come on now for Tottenham midway through this second half. Tyrese Hall just exchanging the ball there with Chaplin. And Hall plays it across to Dorrington. Receives it again from Dorrington and plays it out wide here to Moore. Moore makes his way into the box, receives the give and go from Alese, and he now runs in. But once again, Abbott is equal to it. A really, really confident and strong defensive display from the England under-17. Just a brilliant game so far. And now Spurs will make those changes I mentioned just a moment ago. Mason King here, making his way off. And it's Callum Alese who will be joining him. Callum Alese being replaced by Han Wilhoft King, whilst it's Mason King being replaced by Yasu Akahamrich. Fresh legs now for Tottenham as they look to take this corner. 70 minutes on the clock. It's an in-swinging corner here. Once again dealt with though by the Forest back line. And they'll now look to push out. Danny Anisco doing well there to block the cross. Tyrese Hall just holding onto the ball, and a give and go of Ajayi now to Mikey Moore. And it's played back towards the Tottenham back line. Ball played forward now, Moore looking to run into the box, but really good defending there by Forest. Ball now played out wide to Jamie Donnelly. Jamie Donnelly looks to create a shooting opportunity for himself. Just crowded out, and Iro plays it across the box. And it's Ajayi who got on the end of it there, just couldn't find the target, and Tottenham will look to come again. Ball now played out wide here. Han Wilhoft King, who has taken up the position of Mason King at fullback here. It's played across the box now, and Tyrese Hall has a free shot, but brilliant goalkeeping by Willows. What a save from the Forest shot stopper. And Forest now look to come out, but it's just too far forward by Hemmings. The Sapper-Song will chase this, and he does well to intercept that there, but just too many men around him in the end. But what a save that was moments ago by Willows. Tyrese Hall from 6 yards out looked as if he was going to make it 3-1, but Willows once again comes up with a big save. And now Wilhoff King, who's actually playing in midfield, apologies, I said he was at left back a moment ago, but he's operating in the midfield with Akahamrich on the left hand full-back side as Tottenham look to come forward again. Ball now played out wide, and it's come across the box, and Tyrese Hall has another chance, and this time he makes no mistake. Willows could not do anything there, unfortunately, and it's 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur here in the Premier League Cup final.
Tottenham Hotspur, number 6, Tyrese Hall.
Forest have stood strong and put in a really resolute defensive performance, but in the end it's just one pass too many, and Spurs are able to extend their lead.
Tonight's attendance at the City Ground is 2,227. Thank you for your support.
As just mentioned there by the stadium announcer, a fantastic support here tonight. Over 2,200 in attendance, and a really, really brilliant show from the Forest supporters here tonight. Coming out on a Wednesday evening and supporting the young lads who could make up the future of this club, and something that many of these players will remember. And the ball now played forward here, straight from kickoff. A chance here for Forest. Sapper Song finds himself in the box. It's played towards the back stick where Danny Anisco is. Can he add a second? He runs into the box. He does well. And it's a really good block there by George Abbott for Tottenham. And Danny Anisco wins Forest a corner and brings those 2,227 fans to their feet. Now the ball crossed in towards the back post. It's Abbott now who picks it up, and he plays it into the midfield. Now Hemmings has the ball on the edge of the box. Hemmings now looking for an option. Switches it with Jack Thompson now. Now it's Anisco out on that left-hand side for Forest. Tyrese Hall misses the tackle, and it's going to be a free kick. Tyrese Hall just a bit late there with his challenge. And Forest do win a free kick in a dangerous position. And they take the free kick quickly. Forest fans calling for a penalty, but the referee doesn't point to the spot and instead opts to play on as Ajay wins it here. In the middle to King. Plays it across. And it's now out wide to Donnelly. Donnelly plays it infield. Iro leaves it for Donnelly, who twists and turns. And is saved on the line. Oh, unfortunately not. It's found its way in. Really unlucky there for the Forest defender and goalkeeper. It looked like they had stopped the ball from going in, but unfortunately it just crossed the line. And Jamie Donnelly has his goal. And the score now reads Tottenham Hotspur 4, Nottingham Forest 1 at the City Ground in the Premier League Cup final. Really unlucky there for the Forest defender and goalkeeper. Just a bit of a mix-up, and the ball just rolled over the line and almost did well to keep out yet another chance. Forest now making a change. The Sapper Song coming off for Christian Clark. Christian Clark replaces Sapper Song. And Zach Abbott is replaced by Tony Gopo. Tottenham also making a change of their own, their third substitution of the night. Archie Chaplin, being replaced by James Roswell. So 3 changes between the two sides there, with both managers obviously responding to the scoreline, and just over 12 minutes now remaining in this one. Forest look to play it forward, but just over hit, and it will go out for a Tottenham Hotspur goal kick. Once again, just a reminder of all the football coming up this week. Under 21s taking on Villa at Meadow Lane this Friday night, 7 PM kickoff, which you can watch that live on Forest TV. And then a big cup final this Sunday for the Forest ladies at Burton Albion's Pirelli Stadium, a 3:30 kickoff. Tickets still available, so come down, show your support. And finally, a must-win game for the women in their last home game of the season, April 30th at Holbrook Stadium. Tickets also available for that one. Big end to the season for Nottingham Forest ladies. Ten minutes to play here in this Premier League Cup final, as Forest now look to come out through Anisco. Anisco does really well there to beat his man, and he's fouled there. Nottingham Forest win a free kick. Free kick now will be taken by Archie Whitehall. He lifts it towards the back post. Just crowded out though by those white shirts, and Forest now forced to go back to their keeper. Willows plays it across to Theo Robinson. Theo Robinson plays it forward. Dorrington now just with the ball inside the Tottenham half. Tough result, of course, for Forest. However, a really spirited display considering the numerical disadvantage they faced. They stood resolute and limited Spurs to few chances in the second half. And there'll be a lot of positives to take away from this evening for those young players. I think Tottenham now getting ready to make their fourth change of the evening. It looks like Kieran Morgan will be coming on, just going through his final stretches. Tottenham now just keeping hold of the ball as they look to see out this game. Dorrington playing it across to his new partner at the back, James Roswell, who did replace Archie Chaplin just moments ago. Ball now out to Iro. He plays it back to Dorrington, and Tottenham just really trying to keep hold of the ball here. Avoid any late scares from their perspective. Venisco now operating in a more central position for Forest, leading the press for the Reds. Dorrington now with space to move into. He plays it out wide. Forest now look to come out as Tottenham retreat towards their own half. Dorrington just holding onto the ball, and Tyrese Hall just dropping in here to try and keep control of this one. Roswell switches it out wide to Donnelly now, and Donnelly has some space to run into. Donnelly plays it towards Tyrese Hall, just on the edge of the box, and it's out towards Abbott. Mikey Moore now with some space to run into. He plays it into the box. Ajay tried turning but just ran out of room. And Forest now have to throw the ball out of the play. There seems to be a bit of an issue here for Hemmings. He's been everywhere tonight. Hemmings covered a lot of grass, and naturally, of course, looks like he might have just picked up perhaps some cramp. A really bright display though from Hemmings. Showing a lot of dedication and determination, trying to win the ball back in midfield and get Forest up the pitch throughout this one.
Substitution for Nottingham Forest, replacing number 8 George Hemmings is number 15 Kevin Manuel.
Hemmings' race is run though tonight. Of course, Hemmings
And replacing number 5
the lone goal scorer
number 16, Henry Lister.
in Forest quarter-final win in this competition, and he'll take a lot from this experience as he now is replaced.
Substitution for Tottenham Hotspur, replacing number 6, Cardiff Hall, is number 14, Kieran Morgan.
And as I mentioned moments ago, Kieran Morgan now making his way on for Tyrese Hall, and replacing the Reds' Hemmings will be Kevin Adini. Both sets of players now just receiving a team talk. Henry Lister also a substitute for the Reds. Another bright prospect for Forest, 16 years old. Creative left-footed player who enjoys playing as number 10. Another bright spark of this academy. Three minutes to play now at the City Ground in the Premier League Cup final. It's Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 4. As this game just looks to be drawing to a close. Another bit of flare up here between the two players, but it's quickly resolved, and the players can move on from that. And Tottenham restart play with a throw. Tottenham now just playing the ball around their defensive back four as they look to see out the final few moments here at the City Ground. Despite the scoreline, a really positive display from the Forest under-17s. Of course, going down to 10 men so early into the match, they showed a lot of fight to keep themselves in it. And then, of course, once going down to 9 men, it became extremely difficult, but the defence still stood strong, showed a lot of moments of positivity, and whilst they did ultimately concede those further 2 goals, it will still be a performance that a lot of players can take positives from here tonight, as it looks like the final might just be a step too short for Forest this season in the Premier League Cup. Ajay now plays it out and it's crossed towards the back post, but really good goalkeeping from Willows there, just commanding his area. He's another player who's had a bright evening. Of course, no goalkeeper enjoys conceding, but he's made some big saves and commanded his area well, and again shown a lot of bright moments, and for most part was unable to do anything about most of the goals. And he'll also leave the pitch with his head held high. Tottenham now look to come again. Donnelly now enters the box, he lays it off to Iro, and Iro adds a 5th for Tottenham.
Goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur, scored by number 7,
Oliver Iro does grab his 2nd of the evening. Just played across to him at the near post, and he's able to smash it past. As I was saying just moments ago, not much Willows could do about that one. Play now just restarting here into the 90th minute now. Forest will kick off. His eyes now will be on the clock with this one drawing to a close. It's not to be for Forest in this year's Premier League Cup. However, a really, really good run from the under-17s. Undefeated up until this point in the competition. Had only conceded once before tonight. And although they weren't able to go all the way, there'll be a lot of positives to take from this Premier League Cup run for the future. So many young players on the pitch here who will learn and grow from this experience, and a lot of bright prospects for this academy. And of course, as mentioned, you can see more academy action on Friday night at Forest TV. The under-21s taking on Aston Villa at Meadow Lane. No indication on how much stoppage time has been added here. Haven't seen any sign of the board showing the number that signals how much time we have left, but still a few moments clearly here left to play as Spurs come forward again. But again, just really positive defending there from Theo Robinson. Fighting till the very end, sticking to his task, and showing all the right attitudes a young player needs. Moore goes over now to take another corner for Tottenham Hotspur. He stood over a fair few of them tonight. However, Forest have responded well to them and dealt with set piece as well. Another positive they'll be able to take from tonight. Once again, they're getting it clear and defending their box well. Moments left here to play at the City Ground. Willow stands over this goal kick as what may be just one of the final kicks here tonight. Referee taking an eye to his watch. Free kick here for Forest. Theo Robinson standing over this as Forest look to grab a late goal here. It's played forward, but unfortunately just not enough numbers forward and a difficulty to find someone, and Moore now coming again for Tottenham down this side as he runs infield and plays it back to Kieran Morgan. Kieran Morgan plays it across to George Abbott. George Abbott, an England under-18, another international on the pitch here tonight, just showing the level of talent on display here. Ajay there with a strike, just going close, but Willows seem to have it covered. Referee takes another look to his watch. And that is full time. Full time at City Ground in the Premier League Cup final. Full time here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 5. A really spirited display from the Reds, despite the numerical disadvantage they had after 2 sendings off. They defended well, they stayed strong, but in the end the numbers were just too much. They took a lead in the first half and a really positive first 30 minutes up until that red card, and there'll be positives to take from this for the young men. They're now engaged in a team talk, and the managers will be telling them that whilst it wasn't to be tonight, they've had a fantastic campaign. Undefeated up until this point, had only conceded 1 goal, and just a task too much for them tonight, but a lot to take for the future. And Tottenham Hotspur do win the Premier League Cup. Full time here, Nottingham Forest